we've got ESPN's ranks of WNBA players right now. And Caitlin Clark is really high. One could argue she's not high enough. But I think it's pretty surprising for a lot of these folks. I will tell you this straight up. Angel Reese ain't nowhere to be found in the top 10. She's not involved. You're not here. Sorry, but not sorry. You're not to be seen.
Brutal ESPN just handed Angel Rhea a reality check wrapped in glitter and aired on national TV being ranked 12th when you've been walking around like your top 2. And not 2 that's a below no spin team can patch up overnight. And let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. Reese's inconsistent finishing, especially around the rim, has been a hot topic from missed layups to on-air critiques by legends like Lisa Leslie. The red flags have been waving for months. ESPN's ranking might just be the first official sign that the basketball world is no longer buying the high poll, but here's the real question: will Rhea use this as fuel or fumble the narrative even more? Because at this point, her next few performances might decide if she's remembered as a generational talent or a media-created mirage.
Oh, let's all get a laugh together here, because this is the list, and you see the list, right? Well, I don't see, correct me if I'm wrong, do you see Angel Reese?
Yeah, wild how fast the tones shifted. Caitlin Clark, she's out here casually dropping dimes and draining logo threes while the drama swirls around her. No need for subtweets or post-game shade. Her game's loud enough on its own. Meanwhile, Rhea is stuck in the headlines for everything but basketball lately. And you're right, this rivalry was manufactured from the jump. The media fans, even the WNBA commissioner, were hyping it up like it was Bird versus Magic 2.0. But now it's becoming clear this isn't a rivalry, it's a one-woman spotlight, and Clark's folding the mic. All those comparisons starting to look real silly when one player's rewriting record books and the other's getting called out on her own podcast for misblabs.
Moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another.
Debates done the gap between Caitlin Clark and Angel Rhea clear as day. And honestly, kind of embarrassing. Clark's out there cruising, breaking records. Rhea probably doomed scrolling through mentions trying to spin the story. Let's call it what it is. Rhea had the hype, the headlines, the talk. But when it was time to show up, she's outside the top 10 while Clark's rewriting the record books. Antics, no distractions, just Caitlin dominating.
Okay. And lo and behold, I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen number 2. They had Caitlin Clark. I said, really?
And please spare us the "but she's a double-double machine" argument. Double-doubles are cute, but you know what's cooler? Actually being the reason people tune in. Let's not pretend ESPN used to act like giving Clark her flowers would burn their keyboards. That anti-Clark energy was loud. But guess what? Even they couldn't keep it up, because at the end of the day, she is the needle, period.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
The numbers don't lie, the stats don't lie, and now the rankings finally don't lie either. Meanwhile, Angel Reese fans are out here squinting at that list like it's a magic eye poster, scrolling down hoping her name pops up like an Easter egg. Hate to say it, but 12th place ain't face of the league energy. It's like showing up to a VIP party thinking you're the main attraction, only to end up stuck in line while Caitlin Clark is already inside, owning the spotlight like she built the place. The Clark Kers really gave it their best shot, spinning every angle to make it seem like Rhea was in her league. But now silence, crickets. Honestly, it's kind of peaceful without all that noise, isn't it?
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball, great. Nothing else. She has nothing. She's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball.
And let's not even pretend this conversation would sound the same if the roles were reversed. Imagine if Caitlin Clark landed at 12 while Angel Rhea was chilling at number 2. The internet exploding, ESPN running back-to-back segments like it was breaking news, Reese's fans popping champagne like She just brought home a NBA title, but now that Reese is sitting outside the top 10, suddenly the rankings don't matter. Oh, now ESPN's list is flawed and bias convenient. Isn't it funny how that energy always flips when the scoreboard doesn't say what they want?
We did go off of how much winning Caitlin was doing, how she was contributing to winning, and then going off the viewership and all that. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think
the reality rankings do matter, especially when you've built your entire persona around the idea that you're the reason people tune into women's basketball. And Caitlin Clark sitting pretty at number 2, though, let's be real, she's probably deserving of that number 1 spot. But here's the thing, she doesn't need to top the list to prove she's the foundation of women's basketball. She's already done that with record-breaking performances, packed arenas, and jaw-dropping highlights. This ranking, it's just confirmation of what everyone already knows. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, yikes.
And now she knows it to the point that even when she's on the basketball court, she's aware, like, this ain't really my thing. Let me get this hot potato out of my hand and to somebody that knows what they're doing with it as soon as possible. You got to see this clip. This is a 3-on-3 basketball game. Angel Reese strips a player at one end, runs down court with the basketball, 3-4 steps ahead of everybody, has an easy layup, and throws it to the girl.
What's even funnier, ESPN must have finally caught up with reality. Caitlin Clark has become undeniably the face of the game. Remember last season, when for reasons that made absolutely no sense, ESPN actually ranked Angel Reese above Caitlin Clark on the rookie list, above the same Caitlin Clark who is out here breaking records like it was a side hustle, pulling up from the logo and making defenders second-guess their life choices. And what was Reese doing? Vibing.
And this is ESPN's list, y'all, not mine. So don't be chirping, getting mad if your fave isn't at the top. So at number 1, we have Cameron Brink. Number 2, Angel Reese. Number 3, Kate Martin. 4, Rickea Jackson. 5, Julie Vanloo. And 6, Caitlin.
The truth is out, Caitlin Clark isn't just great, she's a generational talent. Meanwhile, Angel Reese may be less talking and more hooping. Sure, she grabbed some rebounds, but outside of that, it's been a lot of missed shots, weak defense, and an offense that's been lacking. Yet somehow she earned a Rookie of the Year vote despite her struggles. Now the experts are finally catching on. Maybe they watched the games or stopped buying into the hype. Either way, it's clear that unlike Clark, Reese hasn't improved. If anything, she's regressed.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Her shooting is still a struggle. Calling it inconsistent would be generous. As for her defense, it feels more like stat padding, just enough effort to fill up the box score without making a real impact. And don't even get me started on her offense. If her jumper had a personality, it would be shy, unreliable, and nowhere to be found when it matters most.
Number 2 player in the entire league, not on the Olympic team. Just pointing that out. And of course, you did have some haters. Please, Clark is not better than Stewie, Fee, or Inescu. Clark is not better than Stewart. They glazing Clark is not better than Inescu, blah, blah, blah. No matter what Caitlin Clark does, she's going to have some haters out there. It's just, they're losing their minds over all the people that have either been traded for and signed for the Indiana Fever right now. And of course, it looks like a powerhouse of a team.
This is exactly why last year's ESPN ranking was so baffling. They really tried to convince us that Angel Reese was better than Caitlin Clark. Seriously, what were we watching? Caitlin was out there leading her team, rewriting WNBA history books, and casually pulling up from the logo like it was part of her warm-up routine. Meanwhile, Angel was grinding out the most painfully average double-doubles you've ever seen, numbers that looked decent on paper, but meant nothing when you actually watch the games. Now, after months of excuses, overhyped debates, and keyboard warriors defending her every misstep, the truth is impossible to ignore. Angel's game, just isn't it? And the more she plays, the more obvious it becomes.
Asia number 1, Caitlin number 2, Brianna number 3, and now we really have Brianna over Nafisa in terms of projections going into next year. Stop. Nafisa Collier is definitely top.
We're finally done with the nonsense, the great debate between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yeah, that never should have been a debate in the first place. The record is officially straight. Caitlin Clark is that girl, and Angel Reese is just there. Clark is redefining the game, breaking records, draining logo threes with ease, and making defenders look like they're stuck in slow motion. The best part, she does it all while Angel and her crew sit on the sidelines throwing shade like it's their full-time job. Someone should probably tell Angel that trash talk is only cute when you're actually backing it up, otherwise it's just noise.
There is no individual who has benefited more from the Caitlin Clark effect than Angel Reese. That's my hot take. Think about it. From going up against her, playing her in college, taking on that villain role, going into the league at the same time as Caitlin Clark, everything that she's said and done on social media or in post-game press conferences, she is a star because of Caitlin Clark. She would not be a star if Caitlin Clark weren't a player. She'd be just as good a women's basketball player. She'd have been picked high in the WNBA draft and would still be a good player.
Yep.
But she is a star because of Caitlin Clark.
She would be a star in women's basketball circles.
Well, that's not what I mean, though.
Yeah, no, I
she
know.
is a star in the...
And then there are the Angel Reese fans living in denial. They'll defend her like her game is flawless, all while ignoring the missed shots and lack of real impact. When someone points out the truth, they cry hatters, but it's not hate, it's just reality. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out. They're breaking records, putting up 30-point games like it's nothing and bringing in more revenue for the league than entire teams. Angel Reese, she's just there. And when her team loses, instead of taking accountability, it's always about excuses. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to look at the bigger picture.